Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Minecraft Sim League. Um, this is like a secondary apology video for episode number 1. I am so sorry for that editing. It was bad. And this time we're gonna work on less yapping, more sports, and just better, just straight up better editing. That's what we're gonna go for here. But anyway, if you're watching this, thank you guys for watching, and this is episode 2 of the Minecraft Sim League, and we are gonna get it underway. Here's our current leaderboard. If you passed on last week, because hopefully this week is gonna be better. We got the Savannah Cats in first, the Bonebos in second, and the Tridents in third. After 1 week of Clockworkers, and this week we have got Disparchery for you. So if you don't remember how this works, I'm gonna flick this lever. An arrow is going to come from each side, and then each of these are worth points. So colored wood is worth 1, hay bale is 2, and the target block is 3 there. And each team has 16 shots, and once the 16 shots are exhausted, whoever scores the most points wins. I think that's the best way to explain it there. But before we begin, let us sort our teams here. And I don't think I'm going to show you guys this time because it seemed to be pretty boring to me when I watched it back. So I'm just going to do this real quick and I will get you through the matches one by one. So we will skip ahead to that now. And here we are after that. We've got our 12 matches all scheduled. I'm just going to run through them real quick. Once again, we've got the Royal Hogs in our first match of the week taking on the Bucketheads. And then we've got the Phantoms and the Dogpack in match number 2. Then we've got the Cherries taking on the Detonators. And then we've got the Chargers and the Undead, the Jockeys and the Sniffers, the Edge and the Copper Golems, the Flyers and the Pillagers, the Savannah Cats and the Tridents, the Whitewoods and the Lush Dwellers, the Violets and the Bonebows, the Diamondeers and the Hivemind. And in our last match of the week, we've got my Sunrays taking on the Gapplers. Let's do this. And here we go. Our sport here, Disparchery lever at the ready. We got to get our banners up and our scoreboard up. We are going to be taking this in quarters of 4 shots each. And since I don't want to get too close to it because I will pick up the arrows, I do have a little assistant tool here, my video assistant referee, to be seeing if an arrow is on the line, it is given to the higher points total. So, for example, if it is on the line here between the 3 points and the 2 points, three 3 points will be given. Now let's get underway with our first matchup of the week, which is the Royal Hogs and the Bucketheads. And with our first match of the week, let's get it underway with Disparchery. I am going to do my best to edit some of the middle portion out as well. But looks like we've got off to a very hot start. The Bucketheads only 4 points there, but the Royal Hogs did miss one. Looks like it's going to be 5-4 at the end of the first. And there we are, 3 quarters to go. Let's get 4 more down. And that's a bullseye for both teams. That is not quite on the line for the Bucketheads, but there is one for the Royal Hogs, though they did miss again. But they will be saved by the Bucketheads missing one, and that is going to count as 1 point for them. I'm also going to be adding chapters, so if you want to see your team, you can go ahead and skip ahead down below. I'm not going to get mad if you guys skip through this because this is probably going to be a long video, and I know the last one was super long. And if I have time, I'll go back and add chapters to that if you want to watch the first episode, which it's going to be. I'm going to add a little tag up top here if you want to go watch that first one. But I'm just wasting time. Let's get right back to it. 4 more shots here. And that is 2 bullseyes, 2 target blocks for the Bucketheads. And let's get close here. That does look like it's crossing that line. So 1 for the Royal Hogs, very close. That one is also crossing the line, so that's a 2-pointer. Which means now the Bucketheads take the lead by 1 point. They scored 8 to the Royal Hogs 6. 4 more shots. This will decide it. Let's watch it. First one goes in. It's tied still. Oh, 2 bullseyes. The Bucketheads still 1 in the lead. And it's still tied. Oh my goodness. Oh, the Royal Hogs! Oh, maybe I'm getting way too excited for this. The Royal Hogs with a bullseye will steal the lead at the end. Only three ones and a bullseye, 3 1s and a 3. They got three or 2 1s and 2 3s. I am just not making any sense at this point. But the Royal Hogs snatched that one back. Oh my goodness! In the final arrow, um, the Royal Hogs are gonna snatch this one. And there is the Royal Hogs' first victory of the season. They did lose a sad one to the Violets last week, but they've got one back here, and those points will go very well towards their season score as they make a championship charge. They're on a 1 week winning streak, and we're very excited for them. And now we got to get into our next matchup as I almost smashed into my blackboard. We got the Phantoms taking on the Dogpack. Phantoms and the Dogpack, and we are ready to go with our arrows reset. Here we go. First 4 switches here. And a really good start from the Phantoms. That's 9, 10 points there. 3 target blocks. And but the Dogpack will not be swayed. They've got 2. And the score off to a hot one. Let's get 4 more going here. Oh, that was 5. My bad. Oh well, 3 next time. Only one block, only one target block there, and 2 more for the Dogpack. But they did miss one, so. And both teams are level at 18, but I did do an oopsie extra one. So there's our 3 short third quarter here. That is a 2. I mean 1. That's a 1. So 5 points there and 6 points with the hay bale extra. So they will take the Dogpack will take a 1-point lead into the final 4. And 4 more arrows. Let's watch these go here. That looks like a 3-1 there. So that puts the Phantoms back in the lead. But that will do it for the Dogpack. And it's back to a 1-point lead for the Dogpack. This is going back and forth. 1 that ties it. No. The Dogpack were in the lead. That's a 2-point lead now for the Dogpack. So the Phantoms need something special if they want to win. 2 points there. A 3-point will tie it. That looks like 3. Let's calculate it because I'm sometimes bad at math. So let's see how this went. Yeah, it turns out I am just bad at math. They did tie there. They both got 8 points. So that will be the win by 1 for the Dogpack by a score of 32-31. I feel like that's a high scoring one. What was the last one? Yeah, the Royal Hogs only got 24, so that will be a high-scoring game, 31-32. Dogpack will take it. And let's get right back into it. Here's a break right in between. I know we really haven't gotten anything yet because the first video did so poorly, but this blackboard with all the bamboo signs on it is for any of you guys. If you suggest a team name, I will put it on this board, and if I like it enough, I'll put it in this second division, which is going to be playing against each other one cycle with a chance to join these teams in the top league, the top sim league, if there were to be a second season, which I'm not sure there will be. But depending on how many views we get, uh, we could get a second season. And if you guys want to suggest team names, I will put them in the second division, and they will go in the sim league if they do well enough. Now we're on to match number 3, the Cherries taking on the Detonators. Let's do this. Here we go with match number 3, first 4 underway. And the Cherries get 1 bullseye. Pretty standard start there from them. And 2 target blocks. And is that a miss or no? Oh, we're going to have to get a side angle on this. That is not in the block, so that is going to count as 0 points. So only 7 from them to start off for the Detonators, and a solid 8 for the Cherries. And yet another 1-point lead. We'll see both teams with a close second quarter. Is that one in the ground? Yes, it is. So only 5 points there to speak of for the Cherries. Meanwhile, for the Detonators, a very nice clumping here for them. And that's still only 6 points. No hay bales were hit there in that round. So they will bring that back to a tie. And we are 13-all at halftime. Oh, two close ones here. That one is in it. That one is not. Oh my goodness. Let's get a perfect side angle here. That one is indeed hitting the block by the closest margin imaginable. That is 1 point. That one is not. So one hit there. Another 5 points for the Cherries and the Detonators. 1, 2, 3, 6. And now the Detonators are up to a 1-point lead with 4 arrows to go. And that is just that is just horrible. The Cherries do not want to see that. Only 3 points and a strong finish from the Detonators means that they will take this week's victory 21-25. And shout out to my one Detonators fan. I hope you watched the first episode. I apologize for what my Sunrays did to your team last week, but there's a victory for you and a strong one at that. I think that we'll see you guys at the, yes, the bronze medal thus far. Still the Phantoms and the Dogpack holding silver and gold, sorry, respectively. And I am still doing, despite saying I wasn't going to, I'm still doing plenty of yapping. You know that's my thing. You know, I'll click with a an audience at some point, but you know, we're getting there. And now we're at week number 4, Chargers taking on the Undead. And now we are ready to go with game number 4, Chargers and the Undead. Let's get our first 4 out there. And a good cluster for the Undead. Unfortunately, it's in the 1-point zone and a 3-pointer for the Chargers. I am having a hard time remembering anything. I'm not even tired. And here we go, going into quarter number 2. 4 more here. And there's another target block and 2 hay bales for the Chargers. That's pretty good. And did any of those hit for the Undead? No. It's 4 more 1-pointers. So this is going to be a pretty large lead for the Chargers after 2 quarters. The Undead have fallen behind quickly here. Can the Chargers keep their lead going? 4 more shots here. 2 more hay bales. And 2 1-pointers all over the place here for the Undead. But that's 2 target blocks. Although 1 in the dirt, 1 in the grass. 7 points for them. And 6 for the Chargers. Will see them maintain their lead with 4 arrows to go. But anything can happen, of course, in the Sim League, where nothing really ever seems to go as planned. So 4 more arrows here. 1 down. A bullseye for the Chargers. Probably puts that one away, to be honest. And that is just a hay bale for them. We'll have to see whether that one's a 1 or a 0, but really it doesn't matter. That's a 1. And that's another 2. And that is probably 1 is enough to put it to sleep there for the Chargers. A very good showing from them. And yep, that first one was in the grass. Second one is in the wood. And there we go. Who did win? Did they win? Chargers. That's 2 wins for the Chargers. So 4 season points for them. And the Undead also won their first game, but not their second. So, but yes, 4 season points now for the Chargers. So we will see how that helps them in the championship standings. And if any team is going to make me cheer for the Jockeys of all teams, it's the Sniffers, because ew. Everybody say we hate the Sniffers down in the comments. Unless you're one of those weird Sniffer fans, but you know, you're weird for that. So let's see. Let's get right underway. I did forget the scoreboard, but we will get to that. Sniffers grab a 3-pointer and 2 twos with a 1. And that is a 2. That is a 1. That is also a 1. So 6-7 to start it off. Oh, goodness. Do not let the Sniffers win. Do not let the Sniffers win. And my apologies. The score is actually 6-8 there after 4 arrows each. Quarter number 1 down. 3 more to go. And that is a lot of points. It looks like 3 target blocks for the Jockeys, and it's fate itself that is going to send the Sniffers 2 in the grass. I couldn't have scripted it better myself. This is the downfall of the century, and we're all here to live for it. And at halftime, it's 16-11. That quarter went 10-3 for the Jockeys. Oh, but the Sniffers. The Sniffers did not like what I had to say, and that is, I thought it was 4. I got so worried. It's still 3. That's still really good. 10 points. But the Jockeys also with 2 target blocks there. That's pretty good. That quarter was 8-10 in the Sniffers' favor. 4 arrows each to go. Sniffers down by 3. I should probably be taking this slower. Where did that first one go for the Sniffers? Is that in the dirt? I sure hope it is. Only 1 point for them so far. And that's a big one for the Jockeys. 1 more. Bullseye for the Sniffers. 1 arrow left. They need something special. That might be it. They're down by 3 here before the 4th quarter, but that that's not good. And it's probably the Jockeys win. Let me calculate this. And with glee in my heart, I get to type in another Sniffers loss. This time by 3 points. 31-28, and the Jockeys, I think that's their first win. Yep, they did lose to the Undead last week. But now they've got a win under their belt by 3 points over the Sniffers. And we move on. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a Jockeys fan either, but I would much rather them win than the Sniffers. And here's our next match. The Edge taking on the Copper Golems. And here we go for match number 6. Our halfway point in this week. Pretty good start from the Copper Golems. The Edge, did they get a target block? Yes, they did. And there's a score after 1 quarter of play, 6-9 in favor of the Copper Golems. They did get 2 target blocks last round and 2 more this round, but they also got 2 in the dirt this round. The score is flip-flopped the other way, so at halftime it's 15 all. And is that 3 for them? We're going to have to take a closer look here. That is not over the line. So 8 points for the Copper Golems. Absolutely none here in either the target block or the hay bale for the Edge. So that's only 4. Now the Copper Golems take a firm lead into quarter number 4. Here we go. There's a looking 1 arrow to go. Copper Golems pretty much have this one in the bag. And there's another hay bale for them. Target block for the Edge. Let's tally this up. And the Copper Golems have set a new score record this week. 33 points. Very impressive from them. And so that will earn them the gold thus far, with the Dogpack getting silver and the Jockeys currently sitting on bronze. And now we move on past halfway in this video. And match number 7, we've got the Flyers taking on the Pillagers. Now that we are past halfway, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate every person who watches these videos. I really do. It's fun to watch the numbers go up on the views and stuff. So I really like it when you guys watch my videos. And I hope you guys enjoy them. I do my best to make enjoyable videos, but I know sometimes they're not so good. Like this series might not be so good, but you know, I do all sorts of stuff. So even if you don't like this, maybe check out my channel. Maybe drop a subscribe if you like what you see there. Anyway, let's get right back to it. Flyers, Pillagers, here we go. Let's get our first 4 arrows in here. 2 bullseyes for the Flyers. That one's not in the dirt. And that looks like a target block. It is indeed a target block. 2 target blocks for the Pillagers. Pretty much the same score. I think the Pillagers might be up by 1. And there we are after 1/4 of play. Let's get 4 more in. Oof. Oof, that one's in the dirt. 5 points for them. All over the place. For the Flyers, that's only 4. They've also got one in the dirt. After 1/2 of play, it's 14-12. That is a good cluster from the Flyers, but also for the Pillagers as well. Is that one in the dirt? It is. So 10-9 sequence there for both teams. Really good quarter there from both teams, really. It was really good. And the Pillagers will take a 1-point lead into halftime. Into the 4th quarter. Still up by 1. Now they're up by 2 with a hay bale there. A target block each will keep it up by 2 for the Pillagers, and this one could seal it. That's only a 1. Have we just seen our first draw in the league? I think we've just seen our first draw in the league. Let's calculate this. And there it is. The Flyers earned 8 and the Pillagers only 7. So tied at 30-30. That is our first draw of the season. Clockworkus doesn't really provide us with draws, but it's very common in Disparchery. Fairly common, at least. And we've just seen our first one, so they will share the season points. Both teams will get 1. Let's go mark it down. And so both teams will be capitalized here, as both earned their 1 season point. 30 points each. It does fall short of a medal. They would share it had they earned it. But, yep, 1 point short of a medal there. And we will continue. This one could lead to big implications in the league. Again, 1st and 3rd. Even though the loser would only miss out on 2 season points, it could still end up being a margin. Certain proportions, 2 points is 2 points, Savannah Cats start off strong with 8 and only 4 points. It probably does cross the line under the border there, but we only go on visuals, and so that is not across the line. And the Tridents will just receive 1 for that shot and 4 total. The Savannah Cats off to a strong start here. That's a funny little group in there that they've got there. And the Tridents are going to manage to battle back there with 2 target blocks of their own, although they have put 1 in the dirt. And their lead is quickly cut down to 1. But that will extend it. Very, very strong showing. Wow. That was nearly a 3rd target block, but it will end up being scored as 1. So 8 points for them. And only, 7? So the lead will extend by 1 once again with 4 shots to go. 4 shots to go, down by 2. Can the Tridents pull something out here? Was that both shots in the dirt? That does not help either team. That could be a 1, but it could also be in the dirt for the Tridents. And 3 points for the Savannah Cats likely puts it away. And let's tally this up. Wow. I don't even know if I should be the one judging this one. Look how close that is. I'm going to call that hitting, because it's like kind of on the black line, that black outline that I have when I'm touching the block. And the Savannah Cats are likely extending their lead at the top of the league. And the Tridents only 24 points there. Savannah Cats will not earn a medal, but they will earn the 2 weak points, which will 2 match win points, sorry, which will probably see them earn enough to stay atop the league. But we will see, we shall see as we get right back into it. With match number 9, the Whitewoods taking on the Lush Dwellers. Here we go. Whitewoods, Lush Dwellers. 4 quarters of Disparchery to go. Poor start from the Whitewoods. That is going to only count as one and one in the dirt. So that actually might be a 3 right there. Let's see the line. If we can get the black line highlighted on this. It is over the line. So 5 points for them. And then that is not crossing the line. So 7. And there's our updated score. 4 more shots here. More poor shots from both teams this time. 2 in the dirt for both sides. Only 2 points and 4 for the Lush Dwellers. How strange, we've got a low scoring one here. This is very interesting. I've never seen dispensers this inaccurate. On more poor shots for the Whitewoods, but look at the cluster here from the Lush Dwellers. I walked off the edge. 3 shots in a 3-pointer and a 1. So 10 for the Lush Dwellers and only 5 in response from the Whitewoods. That will likely see their game over before even the 4th quarter. And they can make it up. The Whitewoods can, but they will need some fluke, and that will not help them. That has surely sealed the Lush Dwellers' victory. And that is game over. Too little too late for the Whitewoods. And that will go down as a Whitewoods loss by 7. And the Lush Dwellers will not earn a medal, but they will earn, I believe, their first season points of the season, losing to the gold medalists last week. So that will be helpful towards their end of season score. And we move on with matchup number 10, the Violets taking on the second place Bone Bows. And we've got just 3 matches left, so if you are enjoying, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I have been doing a lot of plugging, but literally no one watches these videos. So if you're even here at all, just like say hi in the comments or something. I don't know. Enough with the yapping. Let's get right in to matchup number 10, Violets, Bone Bows. Here we go. First 4 shots. Looking good for neither team really. 1 target block, but also 2 in the dirt for the Bone Bows. Only 3 points here for the Violets. That's very poor. And a very low scoring start to get us off here. And another low scoring sequence here. 6 for the Violets, and that is just barely a 2, but 1 in the dirt. So only 4 for the Bone Bows. And that means we are tied at halftime at a very exciting 9. Great game so far, and there is the Violets taking off here on the second place team, the Bone Bows. 9 points from them. That one, all of those are sticking in. So 4 points for the Bone Bows, but 9 for the Violets means they will have a huge lead. 5 points going into the 4th quarter, likely insurmountable. But you know, anything can happen, including that. But it is responded to in kind. Another target block for the Violets, and that is it. And equal points for both teams in the final quarter means that the Violets will hang on to the lead over the second place Bone Bows, who will likely not be in second place anymore. 26-21, no medal for them, but they do get the 2 season points. 2 matches to go, including the Sunrays taking on the Gapplers. Stay tuned to see that, or skip ahead. I really do not care if you guys do that. It's fine with me. That's what the chapters are for. So, yeah, go down below, find your team, skip ahead. Here we go. 2 matches to go if I can learn how to walk. Starting with match number 11, the Diamondeers taking on the Hivemind. We are back again and ready to go. 4 shots in, very mid, as I might say, from the Diamondeers. But three, two threes, and is that a 1 or a 0? Oh my goodness! Again, that is a 1. That has to be a 1, right? We're gonna call that a 1. That will see the Hivemind take a 1-point lead here. And after 4 more shots, oh my goodness, 3 for the Diamondeers. That could be big for them. Let's tally this up. Diamondeers now taking a 1-point lead into halftime. More target block shots for them. But the Hivemind got 1 as well. That's 1 in the dirt. And the Diamondeers will hold on to their 1-point lead. 4 arrows to go. That is only a 1, but that's a 3. So now a good lead for the Diamondeers. And that will see it off there. Only 3 ones? Only 3 ones for the Hivemind. A disappointing finish for them for sure. And that one is certainly in. It is. And the Diamondeers collect, I think, another win. Have 2 wins on the season this time over the Hivemind. 29-25. 1 game remaining. It's the Sunrays taking on the Gapplers. Here we go. And just for confirmation, this is the one we've all been waiting for. Sunrays Gapplers. At least it's the one I've been waiting for. Got my sick Sunrays jersey on, a little bit of self-glaze. We're going to win this one. We're going to take a bite out of that nice, succulent, juicy apple. And we're going to gain some regeneration. And we're going to gain some saturation. And we're going to win this game. Let's do this. Come on. It's not rigged. Hashtag it's not rigged. And here we go. Match number 12. Last one of the week. Here we go. Why am I slowing down? 4 like normal, very poor start from the Sunrays, but an even poorer start from the Gapplers. What is this? That is not there. That one is. So 2 points for the Gapplers compared to a 4 from the Sunrays. So both teams got lucky that the other one did not as good. And we're off to a very strong start, everybody. 4-2. See if we can score some target blocks here. We gotta see this one. Let's not make a let's make a fair ruling here, everybody. That one is over the line. It's over the line. So that's 2 target blocks for the Sunrays. And so the Sunrays extend their lead to 3 at halftime. Neither team probably getting a medal. Very low scoring so far. Oh, is that a 3? Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm not making an unfair ruling. Look where the black line is. That's a 3. That is not a 3. That is a 2. That's a 1. That's a 1. 7 points. Final 4 arrows. Sunrays up by 5, so it's unlikely to be able to come back from that. I can't tell if that's a 2 or a 3. I should probably just call it a 2, shouldn't I? Well, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but that is the last of the arrows. Not a very good finish for either team. Let's calculate this up. And the Sunrays take the last win of the week by a score of 23 to the Gapplers 21. Very low scoring one. But now we've got to calculate our medals. So let's do that real quick. And most of the medals or all the medals are down here at this end. Copper Golems getting the gold at 33. The Dogpack with 32. And the Jockeys at 31 will get bronze. The Phantoms over here also got 31, but as they lost their match, they will not get a medal. If they had both won their matches with both 31 points, then they would tie for bronze. And if I remember, that means neither of them get a medal or both of them get a medal. I'd have to look it up, but I can't even remember the rules to my own league. That is how awesome I am doing at the moment. So, and now we've got to get our final scores and everything calculated. Final run through Disparchery Cycle 1 Disparchery. So week number 2 in the Minecraft Sim League next week. We will be doing my favorite wrangling, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well. But let's get to calculating, and we will get our new leaderboard. Here's the old leaderboard. We will get our new leaderboard, and then we will get out of here. And now that we've got that done, I added our little points here to be nifty. The Savannah Cats sit top still with their gold and a win. That brings them to 14. Copper Golems lost their first game of the season, but won now with a gold. Brings them to second place on 12. Two teams on 9, the Bone Bows, and the Dogpack. Two teams on 6, the Tridents and the Jockeys. Four teams on 4, one team on 3, 7 teams on 2, one team on 1, the Pillagers with their draw today, and 5 teams in currently in the relegation zone. Even though one isn't exactly in the relegation zone, they'd have a league, and only the winner would survive if it were to finish like this, which of course it's not. But these are the 5 teams facing relegation and dead last as it stands. Both teams, or all 5 teams, lost all of their games. I feel bad for the Gapplers because they are a team, one of my teams that has a fan. So sorry about that. I hope your team does better next week in wrangling. But yes, these are bottom 4 teams or bottom 5 teams, and sorry, bottom 4 and the Sniffers, because the Sniffers are definitely going down because nobody likes them. But yes, it will be wrangling up next. If you're wondering what all these levers and switches do and how this is going to work, stay tuned for next week. Come back next Friday for the next episode of the Sim League. And it's a once again that I do hope this is better editing, but if it has been, subscribe and like, and all those things, comment. I appreciate every little interaction, and this does take a whole lot of time to do. Last time took a long time editing and a long time filming. This time, not so long filming, but probably a little bit more time editing, just to make the edits better. But with that, I say thank you guys. If you've got to the end, so much for watching. Subscribe and see ya.